The materials you need is 2 different colors, or you can do 1 color of any 4-weight yarn. I'm using the loops and thread, and I'm using the cherry and black color. And then you will need a 7mm hook because we're using 2 yarns. And then you need a darning needle and a stitch marker. I'll be starting with a magic ring. To make a magic ring, I basically X my tail with the main yarn like this, and then go in with my 2 finger and pick up the working yarn here, and then you have this, but don't complete it because that will not be the magic circle. Magic circle is basically an incomplete slip knot. So I just drag that out, and now I have the magic circle, and I'm going to chain 1 to secure that, and now we are ready to start. For this entire hour, we're going to be working with an 8 half double crochet start, and then we'll go increasing all the way down. So let's start with 8 half double crochet. Let's start with 8 half double crochets. Then I'll do, this is my second one, then I'll do 2. To make a half double crochet, yarn over, put it into the space, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through all the 3 bunch of loops that you have there. I need to make 8 of that. And now I've made my 8 half double crochet. So I just count through here, and then I'm going to pull the tail of the magic ring, and then it's all closed now, and then we're good to go. Now we're going to be starting on the second row. So the second row is going to be increases. We're going to increase in all stitches. So we have 8, we're going to put 2 in each stitch so that we end up with 16. Now you can decide to slip stitch as most people do to start a new row. I like to just do a continuous half double crochet and then mark which stitch is my first. So I just yarn over and go to that first stitch, which is here, and then yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, put to 3, and make my first double crochet. I do not slip stitch, but when you do it, there might be like a big of a hole here, but when we are sewing in the ends of the tail, I'll use that to close that hole. But that will be the only time a hole will form because I'm trying to go up from the row. So I'm going to put a stitch marker on that stitch. That way I remember this is my first, because as we go around, it will be hard to identify the first one because it's kind of almost level out as we go round by round. So that will be my first stitch, and then I'm going to make another one because we're doing increases into that same stitch, and that's my second double crochet, half double crochet, and I'm going to keep on increasing. So 2, so this is 1 in the second stitch, and 2, and I'm going to keep on doing that, and you should end up with 16 stitches in this row. Now I'm at the last stitch, and I'll make my increase as we've been doing. So that's 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2. And you see now I'm back at this front. Obviously now I'm done with the row. Since this is the beginning of the stitch from the row, I'm done with this row, and now I've made 8 double crochet and 8 half double crochet and 16 half double crochet. So now the third row, and we're just going to keep on going like that, not slip stitch, just start in the third row. And the third row we're going to be doing increase, normal, increase, normal, so that we can get 24 stitches. So we're going to start it off by, I'm going to move my stitch marker. Since this is my first row, I'm going to do an increase in that row. So I'm starting with an increase. I would like to put the stitch marker again at the beginning so that I remember that that's my first stitch. So that's the first half double crochet, and then the second half double crochet. So this is the increase. The next stitch will be just a normal half double crochet, no increase. Then an increase, and we're going to be doing like that. So increase, non-increase, then we're now doing an increase here, and then this will be a non-increase, and we're going to keep on doing like that. And on the screen you see what the pattern looks like for all the rows as we go down. I've made it up until the end of the stitch, and this is how you can count every row. Every row, for at least this increase period, there should be 8 increases in every row. So I already know that we started with an increase. So this is one of the increase, 2, the third, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So I don't have to count all the stitches. I can just count how many increases, and if there are 8, usually your count is in check. So I've done that third row, and like I said, the third row should be 24 stitches at this point. And then we're going to start the fourth row. The fourth row is going to be an increase, 2 normal, 2 half double crochet, and then an increase. So I'm going to put off this, and then I'm going to make a increase in that first stitch. That is 2. Then I'm going to mark that first, so I don't forget that this is the beginning of my stitch. You should really do this, if not it'll be hard to keep track. Then I'm going to do 2 half double crochet. So that's 1 and 2. Then you start another increase again, like that. So it's going to be increase, 2, and increase. And that's how we're going to keep on going till we get to the end. At the end of the fourth row, you should have 32 stitches. I will come back. Now for the fifth row, we are going to start with a normal half double. So just 1 half double crochet. So I'm going to put just a reminder that this is my first stitch, 1 half double crochet, and then put an increase in the next one. And then put 2 half double crochet. So 1 and 1 in the next one. So you want to do 1 half double crochet, increase, that's 2 in one stitch, 1 and 1. And we're going to keep on doing like that. 1 half double crochet, increase, That's 2 in the stitch. Then we're going to do 1 and 1. I need to do that 8 times till you get to the end of the row. At the end of the 5th row, so now to start the 6th row, I will do 4 half double crochet, then the increase will be at the 5th. You can decide to change the position of your half double crochet, but I like to do it, it makes the hat a little bit more rounded. So I'm going to do my first half double crochet, put my stitch marker back in, and there should be 4. So that's my first 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I do my increase here, right, and then do another 4. So I'm going to keep on doing 4, half 4, increase, 4, increase till you get to the end of the row. Now we are done with the body. We have 6 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and at the end of your 6th row you should have a total of 48 half double crochets. So now we're going to work on the body of the hat. So just going up to work on the body of the hat, we're just going to put 48 single crochets around, and we're going to keep on doing that from row 7 to row 11, just putting 1 half double crochets. So I recommend maybe putting like another stitch marker that marks that this row was the last row that you did, so that when you do the body you can know how many rows you've done for the rest of it, like from 7 to 8. So I will mark here to find that out. You should also make sure that as you are marking this one, that's okay, this is my 6th row, 7, 8, 9, that you keep on moving your green marker to mark the first of your stitch. That way you don't miss this. This is a very important marker as you go around. And then I'll come back, and when we finish row 11 and we're ready to start the brim, that's when we'll start doing more increases. We'll go back to there. I'm now making my last stitch at that 11th row, and where the body is pretty much done. This is what it's looking like right now. And now we're going to start working on the brim down. For the brim, we're also going to be increasing just the way we did the crown, and we're increasing, so we're going to go back to increasing. For the 12th row, you need to do 4 half double crochet, do 1 increase, then 3 half double crochet, and you do that 6 times. So when we're doing the crown, we're doing it times 8. We're repeating 8 circles. Now for the brim, we're going to be repeating 6 circles. The point is that we don't want it to go all the way flat like this. We want it to be a little bit bent for that bell shape. So we're going to be doing this repeat every 6 stitches. So we're going to start first with the first half double crochet. Remember I said there were going to be 4 double crochets. I'm sorry, 4 half double crochets. So this is the first one, and then the second, the third, and then the fourth. And then we'll do our increase. 1, 2. That's the increase. Then we are going to do 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to repeat that 6 times. 4, increase, 3. Now at the end of the row, we're going to make our row 13 now, and that will be an increase in the first stitch. Then I'll put my stitch marker at that first one, just to remember. And then you need to do 8 more half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to keep on repeating that 6 times. Increase 8, increase 8. Now ready to work our 14th row. And we are going to start with our first half double crochet, put our stitch, and for this row we're going to be going 4 half double crochets, then increase, and then we're going to do 5 half double crochets. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to do your increase, so that's 2 stitches. Then we're going to do 5 half double crochets. So this is my 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and we're going to repeat all these 6 times, and at the end of the 14th row you should have 66 stitches in total. We are now on row 15. We're going to be doing 9 half double crochets, an increase, and then 1 half double crochet. So this is my first, and I'm going to do 8 more double crochets, half double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, then the 4th, 5, 6. It's like I'm not doing well today with my yarn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then we are going to do our increase here, and then we'll end it with 1/2 double crochet, and then we're going to repeat again 9, increase 1, and we'll go that way for 6 stitches and then go on to the next row. Now we are done with row 15 and we'll move on to row 16. Now for row 16 all the way to 19, so that's 16, 17, 18 and 19, is basically similar to what we've been doing here. It's just that there are different counts, and that will be on the screen now, and you'll be able to see what the count for row 16, 17, 18 and 19 is. Follow that pattern till you finish 19, and we'll get back to row 20 where I will show you how to kind of close the edge of the hat. So we'll pause here and then I'll meet you back at the end of row 19. I've done all the rows up to the 19th row, and it should be looking like this. So curve a little bit with this kind of slight bell shape here. So now we're going to do the last row, which is the edging, and you can already see that because we were working in the round, we didn't really slip stitch. You can see that this end is kind of tugged higher than it should be, like it should be more leveled. We're going to start slip stitching around the entire stitch, and at your 19th row layer you should have 96 stitches, so we're basically going to do 96 slip stitches. So I will move that and I'll make my first slip stitch by putting it into the 2 loop, pull through the yarn and then pull through the loop, and I'm going to close. I'm just going to put it, I'm still going to mark this first slip stitch just so I know that I'm pretty much done, and I'm going to slip stitch along the whole hat. So 96 slip stitches, and it should be looking something similar to this at the end where it has this kind of thick finish. Now I've completed most of it, so I have 2 more slip stitches here, so I'm going to slip stitch, and then this is the last one, but I'm going to be doing a kind of maneuver, so I don't need to slip stitch here and then this last slip stitch. I am just going to cut my yarn just enough for me to kind of close it up, and then I will be threading that into area. Before I do that, let's put that through so it looks something like that, and then we'll start threading it. The reason why I skip that last stitch is that we're going to be making a stitch on there, so we don't need to do a slip stitch here. So this is the beginning of the first stitch, so I'm going to go through this method where I will go into the loop like this, come to the back, and then come on top of here to the front side in between the 2 loops here. So basically it's a very common way to like finish up your work. That way it looks like another stitch. So right now, so the loop we just made around here is now like a stitch. By the time you pull it, it just looks like you work together, and now you can see that it's now more even as we went through that. So we're going to now sew in the end, just take it through a few stitches. I like to go maybe down, then right or left, that way I go in a different direction, then go up, so that way it goes down, up, left. All right, that way it will be like and close off pretty well. And with that should be enough. Pull it, make sure everything looks good, and then cut it off. Go ahead to now sew in the ends of the tail. So I'm going to go inside out. Remember the magic ring, when we created it, we did not sew that end yet, so I'm going to go there and do that. While I do that, I'm going to look for that hole we mentioned earlier in the video where we talked about going when we go up. So remember here we went all the way circle, then we went all up here, and that's what causes this tiny hole to form. It's not major, but since I'm going to sew in the end anyway, I might as well try to sew up that hole as much as I can. So I'll just go around it. That way we can get that across. Let's do that. So bring it in, just so around it, that way it kind of closes up. So I'm going above a little bit, and I'm already seeing it already closing. I'm going to go in here and then go around, that way it closes up here a little bit. Can probably leave a longer tail at the beginning, that helps. Sometimes I just forget that I make short tails and then it becomes hard to sew in, but I keep on doing that. And at this point the string itself is sewn in, and then I can go in and see if there's any more big holes, and there's nothing, so we're good. And I will just cut off that tail, and your hat should be done. So it looks like at the end. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Please follow and subscribe and drop a like. Thank you.